there's no country, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. No need for greed or hunger, brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
Before I turn this evening over to my fellow organizers, I just wanted to say that this has been been an amazing event for me to help coordinate, because it's very inspiring to see that peace can be achieved in small ways and big ways every day. So thank you. And now Shawnee to Armand.
So happy to see you all here. This is our first annual celebration in Santa Barbara for the International Day of Peace. And as some of you may know, for the past several years, in our little ways, some of us have tried to celebrate this day. But this year we thought it would be good to involve the community of Santa Barbara, because if ever a community should celebrate peace, this is it. I remember the song, "If Everyone Lit Just One Little Candle, What a Beautiful World This Would Be." And I had this recognition that we don't have to light candles, because actually we are the lights. We are the candles. We are those emissaries of peace, each and every one of us. And on this one day out of 365 days, we can be aware of that. If it's for 1 minute, if it's for 1 hour, we can be aware of peace. We can have peace within ourselves. We can have peace within our community. We can have peace in this world. Peace is not only possible, it's probable. And when we recognize that, it becomes a reality. If it becomes a reality for one of us, it can become a reality for all of us. And I was thinking about that vision of light spreading. And I just knew that this world is meant for us to be peaceful. It's meant for us not just to have hope, but it's meant for us to actually have the experience of peace.
Thank you so much. Good evening. It's a Tuesday, and that's Council Day, so I'm really pleased that we were able to end our business for the day in time for me to be here. And so I know it's now signed, because I know it wasn't the proclamation was signed. But I just, what a great crowd. And actually, I'm not surprised. Santa Barbara is a place where people come together and celebrate many things, but it all comes from a peaceful place too. So I appreciate the organizing work that this has happened. And one of the first things I did when I got sworn in as mayor is follow my predecessor, Marty Bloom, and sign up to be a mayor for peace. And there are hundreds of them all around the world. And I haven't done much more than that except for sign up, but at least that's a start. And we'll figure out what that means to be a mayor for peace. But I think that's important. But I really, just before I read this, just want to appreciate so much of the community awareness and activism in this town when it comes to peace. Everyone from David Krieger at Nuclear Age Peace Foundation to people like Lane Anderson and Bob Potter, who has a special place in my heart, and Veterans for Peace, and the work that you do, and so many others. So perhaps you can come up here as I read this, because this is really for you who are organizing tonight, and I can, it's really for all of us, but why don't you come on up? So let me read this. The issue of peace embraces the deepest hopes of all peoples and remains humanity's guiding inspiration. And in 1981, the United Nations proclaimed the International Day of Peace to be devoted to commemorating and strengthening the ideals of peace both within and among all nations and peoples. And the United Nations expanded the observance of the International Day of Peace in 2001 to include the call for a day of global ceasefire and nonviolence, and invited all nations and people to honor a cessation of hostilities for the duration of the day. There's a growing support within our city for the observance of the International Day of Peace, which affirms a vision of our world at peace and fosters cooperation between individuals, organizations, and nations. And global crises impel all citizens to work towards converting humanity's noblest aspirations for world peace into a practical reality for future generations. So therefore, I'm very proud that Helene Schneider, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Santa Barbara, do hereby proclaim September 21st, 2010 as International Day of Peace and encourage all citizens to live in peace. And thank you so much. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Peace One Day team manifested commitments in all 192 countries of the UN.
Tonight is about dedicating ourselves to working toward the day when peace will prevail on Earth. Let the revolution begin.
This is a step forward in international relations.
What will you do to make peace on September 21st?
Whatever pledge you made for peace on this day, take it forward. Make it a pledge for all your days.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if, in the middle of a war, there was an end to polio?
The day works. It saves people's lives, and it inspires young people to be the driving force behind the vision of a united and sustainable world. And by working together, we can create peace one day.
So, I think we all have a large degree of idealism, really, to even be here tonight. And there are a couple of things that I wanted to point out in my work for the abolition of nuclear weapons that make me shameless about pursuing that ideal. And the first one is for the survivors of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings and nuclear testing worldwide. In Japan, they're called hibakusha, and they're a very inspiring group of people. They're all getting much older now. The bombings were in 1945, so they're all at retirement age or older now. But they're still pursuing their passion to eliminate nuclear weapons and make sure that this never happens again to anyone. They travel the world, they come to events at the UN, and they really bring a perspective that really no one else can. And it's very powerful to me to meet them and to be in their presence, and it's an honor for me to work to try to help them achieve their goal. It's just a really powerful experience. If you've never heard a survivor speak and tell their story, it's truly amazing, and I would strongly encourage it. We try whenever we can to bring them into town, and next time we do, we'll certainly hope to see you all there. The second reason that I'm shameless about the work that I do is the waste that I see coming from nuclear weapons. There's environmental waste. You might have heard about the Nevada test site where we detonated about 1,000 nuclear weapons, both above and underground. The Marshall Islands and other Pacific Islands that we have really decimated through nuclear testing. The Fernald uranium enrichment facility, which is near where I grew up in Ohio. Many other radioactive sites around the country and around the world. it's a huge waste. It's a waste of lives. It's a waste of homes, livelihoods. Nuclear weapons also represent a massive waste of resources, and that really motivates me, especially now as we talk about budget cuts, as we talk about war supplementals, the defense budget, these kind of things. It's a really powerful argument that I think resonates with a lot of people now. You may not know that we've spent $7.5 trillion here in the U.S. since the beginning of the nuclear age in the early 40s on nuclear weapons and delivery systems. Think about what can we do with that money as a nation and as a world. It's really, really mind-boggling. So that gets me going every day. I do think about that, and it keeps me going. And then the last thing I wanted to mention that really keeps me going to do what I do is to try to build a better world for future generations. Just like in the movie, they really got traction worldwide with the image of doing something good for children. That really speaks to me as a person as well. I have a daughter who's 1 year old, and it's really important to me to leave a better world for her. And
wish for peace. We hope for peace. It's very difficult. For me as an individual, it starts in my own heart and the way I treat people and the way I live my life. And if I do the right thing, I keep thinking of the golden rule, and if we could all practice it the way we think of it, that maybe there would be peace.
There's so many groups that are in this town that can we all work together as one group, and then we can really make it happen in Santa Barbara, and it will be very, very beautiful. And we want anybody who wants to organize, come. Anybody who just wants to be the guy that says, hey you, can you turn on lights? Okay, that's good. Even just that little piece, it all means something. So thank you, peacekeepers of the world. And those of you who